This is not a myth. It is the part of the story that was never meant to survive. Before heroes were celebrated, before kingdoms were drawn on maps, there were truths too dangerous to remember. Most were buried beneath legend. Others were rewritten until they became harmless. Tonight, you will hear one of them, not as it was told, but as it was witnessed. Before gods were worshipped, the world did not feel complete. Mountains rose without names, rivers flowed without purpose. The sky watched without judgment. There was no order, no destiny, only survival. There were no stories yet, no heroes to admire, no villains to blame, only questions and no answers. Humans lived close to fear. Every storm felt personal. Every shadow felt alive. And when the world refused to explain itself, the human mind began to imagine answers. That was the beginning, not of belief, but of meaning. The first gods were not born from light. They were born from need, from fear, from questions that had no answers. When humans could not explain the storm, they imagined a will behind it, a force that listened, a force that decided. And when they could not face their own darkness, they gave it a name and called it a god. These beings did not descend from the heavens. They did not arrive with mercy. They emerged slowly from the human mind. Each god carried a reflection of those who created it. They were not wiser than humans. They were louder. They did not remove fear. They gave it a face. Rage became thunder. Desire became fire. Fear became shadow. To worship them was not to seek protection. It was to confront ourselves. Not everyone knelt. A few observed. They did not build temples. They did not carve idols. They watched and they wrote. They recorded what happened when fear was given a form. They noticed patterns, the same fears, the same mistakes, repeating under different names. When questions became answers too quickly, they wrote not to glorify the gods, but to warn those who would come after. They understood something important. Stories can guide, but they can also control, and warnings are dangerous things. Stories that reveal truth cannot be controlled, so they were silenced, not all at once, not with fire alone, but with care, with patience, with revision, not to destroy the stories, but to tame them, to make them safe, comfortable, and easy to repeat. Words were softened, meanings were adjusted, gods were rewritten as heroes, their cruelty faded, their failures disappeared. What was once feared became admired. Yet myths do not disappear. They wait, they listen, they watch, they learn from every mistake, from every silence. They sink beneath language, beneath belief, beneath memory itself. And when the world feels familiar again, when everything seems explained, they return, not loudly, not as gods, but as patterns. You have not heard a legend, you have heard a memory, and memories do not ask for faith, they stay.